Hello, dear children. Today we will study about Chapter 2 People as Resource. Half of the portion we discussed in the previous video. Today we will start the topic Quality of Population. How we can improve the quality of population? First point, literacy rate. It depends on three factors. First point is literacy rate. You have to see whether the portion of that area, population of that area is literate or not. What is the percentage of literate people? That shows the quality of the population. Then comes health. Health means life expectancy, how long people live in that particular area, whether the death rates are more or not. How many health facilities are available in that area and how many people are aware of these health facilities. Then comes skill formation, like training or vocational education. All these facilities are available there or not. Then after that we will learn what is the importance of education. As we learnt about Vilas in the previous episode, in the previous video, we learned that Vilas was a boy from a poor family, but he managed to get the education and he got good job and he changed his lifestyle, his living standards of himself also and his family members also. So education helps in opening the new horizons. It provides new aspirations. It develops the values of life. It contributes to the growth of society. It helps in increasing the national income, in cultural richness, and it also helps in the efficiency of government. If the people will be literate, people will be educated, obviously the governance will also be good. So for this, what are the steps taken by the government for education? For that you can refer graph 2.1 on page number 21. We can see over there that whatever plans they have given, the main aim of those plans are universal access of each and every person, retention. Retention means once they are enrolled in the school, once they take the admission, they stay there. They don't take out their names, they don't go back, right? Quality of the education which is provided over there, and whether girls are also given the opportunity to come and take the education or not. For that they have taken several steps, like first is Navodaya Vidyalaya. They have opened many Navodaya Vidyalayas for which they take the entrance exam also. You must be knowing about that. Then vocational streams, they provide some professions which students can follow even in class 11th and 12th also, which they can continue as a profession after their studies. You must be knowing about 5-year plans. हर साल हमारी गवर्नमेंट हर 5 years के बाद हमारी गवर्नमेंट एक प्लान बनाती है in which the funds are allocated for every aspect. Maybe it's health, maybe it's education, maybe it's tourism, maybe it's public services. So many aspects are there. In 5-year plans, in first plan was made in 1950-51. Right now 12th is going on. बीच में कुछ plans 5 year के नहीं हुए, 3 years के हुए, lapse हो गए due to some reasons. But first plan जब बना था, that time we were investing in education only 151 crores. But now in the 11th plan we are investing 3,766.90 crores only in education. Okay. So you can see here how much government is considering it important. Education. Then literacy rate increased from 18% in 1951 to 74% in 2010-11. It varies from male to female. and it also varies from state to state. Then comes Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan. You must be knowing about Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan. It was started in 2010. Its main aim was to provide universal education to all the children, elementary education to all the children from the age group 6 to 14 years, and its main emphasis was on girl education, right? Then they introduced bridge courses also. Bridge courses means like connecting one course to another course. Then back to school campus, many people left their studies because of some financial constraints or maybe any other personal issues. They were given the opportunity to come back to the school. Then comes midday meals. Midday meals was very important because it was connected with Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan also. When they encouraged children to come to the school and get enrolled, they provided midday meals. Midday meals means providing one-time meal to the children in the school at the time of lunch break. Maybe ready-made or maybe raw, like dalia packets or rice or sugar. These kinds of things are provided by the government to be given to the poor people who are coming to the government schools under the plan of Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan. But here also, hats off to the corruption of the country. Many things are corrupted, and people who are serving this, they keep good quality of material with them and they provide low quality of material. It happens in many schools and it's the truth. Okay. Then we will study about the 12th plan. What were the main things in the 12th plan? Increase in the enrollment ratio, increase in access of education, vocationalization, networking on use of IT, distance education, formal and non-formal education. Formal and non-formal education means formal education which you get in the school, non-formal which you learn from somewhere, from some non-formal sources, maybe like seeing from the videos or reading from other books, referring other educated people, but not going to the school or college. Growth in number of schools, colleges and universities, appointment of more teachers. You can see table 2.1 on page number 22. They will show that more and more number of teachers were appointed in the 12th plan. Then comes health. This was the first topic of education which shows whether the population is good or not. It's an asset for the country or not. Then comes health. How to maximize the profit. This is the main question of any firm. How to maximize the profit. कोई भी MNC होगा, कोई भी ऑफिस होगा, कोई भी कंपनी होगी, सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन उसका यही होगा, हाउ टू मैक्सिमाइज द प्रॉफिट. They want good quality products. They want to sell the good quality products so that they can have a good repo in the market. They want to give better services. They want to keep low prices so that everyone can buy from there. And they want healthy workers. Health is an indispensable factor for maximizing the profits of any firm. National policy of health also aims at accessibility, means health services are accessible by anyone, family welfare, and nutritional service to the poor segment also. Right, you can have a look at table 2.2, page number 24. What are the benefits of the health services? Life expectancy is improved, infant mortality rates are reduced, birth rates and death rates are also reduced. I think there is no need of telling the meaning of all these terms. You know better. Number of hospitals are also increased. Then comes unemployment. Unemployment means when people who are willing to work at going wages but cannot find the jobs. Three kinds of unemployment is there. First, in rural areas. In rural areas, there are two types of unemployment, seasonal and disguised. Seasonal unemployment means when a person is employed for one particular season of the year. It mainly happens in the agriculture, primary sector, where they are engaged in one crop only for one particular part of the year. For the another part of the year, they are not engaged anywhere, so they are not having any income. That is seasonal unemployment. Then comes disguised unemployment. Disguised means if more than required number of people are working at a particular farm, that is disguised unemployment. Suppose in a farm 2 acres of land is there and 8 people are there working on it. Required are only 3 or maximum 4. Rest 4 are working there, but they are not useful, they are not productive. If those only 4 people are working, then also same production. If those 8 are working, then also same production. So what can be done in that case? What do you think? Yes, the rest 4, those who are not working, those who are not so productive, can be employed somewhere else, maybe in the brick making or maybe any other business, small scale industry. They can earn extra income for the family. So that is disguised. Now what is the dictionary meaning of disguised? It means hidden. So this unemployment is basically hidden. Then comes in urban areas, there is educated unemployment. People are educated, but they are not getting the opportunity to do the job. So this was unemployment. Now comes what are the disadvantages of unemployment. This is a 5-mark question. It mostly comes in the paper. Please note down these disadvantages. It leads to the wastage of manpower. It increases the feeling of hopelessness and despair. The person who is not working maybe feel depressed. Increase in economic overload. Dependents will be more. If you are not working, obviously you are dependent on some working person. Living standards will be low. अगर आपके पास income ही नहीं है तो obviously your living standards will be very low. Health and education will be low. Detrimental impact on the economic growth. Now how to create the employment? एक छोटी सी स्टोरी आपकी बुक में दी हुई है. You can just read it out. I am telling you the important points from that story. There is a village which includes many families. All are self-sufficient. One family sends son to nearby agricultural college. He becomes agro engineer. He comes back to the village. He designs improved type of plow. Using that plow, the production increased. The living standard also increased. Other people from the family, from the village, also get inspired. They requested the Panch, Sarpanch and the Panchayat group that they need school in the village. So they opened school, teacher employed. Okay. Then training to daughter. One family gave training to daughter in tailoring. She opened the boutique. Now when she opened the boutique, there was a requirement of the clothes, garments also, unstitched clothes. So a clothes shop was opened. Again someone got the employment. This way the employment was created in many families and the village became self-sufficient. Right. So this was the topic of how to improve the quality of population by investing in health and education. Thank you. Keep learning. Happy learning.